Hello, old Aaron. Today, I will introduce an interface to you. A basic structure of pump infrared laser and how it works. I have an pump infrared laser. The bag contains so many parts. One is the pump source part, just this little tin box. This is red and yellow, it's fiber optic. This is called the pump source section. And what we have here are two lenses. Can you see it? It's called a coupler. And what about this? What about the aluminum sheet? There's a lens glued to it. There's a lens glued to the aluminum sheet. These two lenses form a diagonal rifle. It's called a slanted rifle. These two lenses have a certain reflection effect on the laser. Lenses like this one are total reflectors. His completely anti-laser, but his field light to the pump is transparent. And what about this mirror? It has a certain color transmission effect on the laser. Semi-reflective and semi-transparent such a lens. This thing. There's a little piece of glass on top of it. It's called a controversy ring. This little block of glass. What about this? This glass strip is called the Q switch. Q switch, it works like this. It's the beginning of pumping the soil source and glowing. The small iron box of and this inside is a whole bunch of little chips that glow. It's called a laser diode. These laser diodes are clustered together. And then through this yellow is light. Through this light coupling output. After output. And it goes through the coupler. Put this fiber. Well, the emitted light focuses on the working substance. This working substance. Well, solid-state lasers like this are commonly used these days. There are two, basically. Well, there are only two commonly used ones. Aluminum-doped egg crystal. A strand of aluminum-doped garnet. What about the other one? It's called greedy acid reflux. There are two more commonly used ones. What about this pump source? What about the band he sent out? It is commonly used at 14 nanometers. Of course, there have been other bands in recent years. 8 nanometers. Well, there are also nanometers. These new bands can also be jumped. It can also be used as a pop-up. Then the B reflux of this ginseng or the YG of the ginseng. The laser it produces is 1064 nanometers. Infrared light, its basic principle is like this. That is, after the pump source emits the pump light, take this aluminum-doped B reflux. The aluminum ions inside have dried to a high energy state. It absorbs the female ion, absorbs pump light, jumped to a high energy state. What about after the transition to a high energy state? It's unstable. Its energy is too high. It's unstable. It always wants to go back to this ground state, the state with the lowest energy, so the aluminum ion jumps down. And what it does is it emits a photon. Initially it was spontaneous emission. Just like the light bulb in our house, messy, an interaction. But there's always that lucky photon. And he's built along these two lenses, slant the direction of the gun. Then it will be reflected back and forth by these two lenses. After being reflected, after the reflection passes through this light substance again, he will talk to this. That photon will interact with the aluminum
It's
ion.
called
stimulated radiation. Stimulated radiation. That's when spontaneous radiation shifts to stimulated radiation. It creates a laser. So, of course, this process is very short-lived. After you call it up, you can see this process. He put out the laser at once. I'm just breaking it down for him. That is spontaneous emission. Well, it produces a seed light under the action of the resonant cavity, and it causes this crystal to produce stimulated radiation, generate lasers. That is to say, the laser is derived from spontaneous under the action of the photogun. Ground radiation. So the role of the photogun is very critical. However, this is one continuous, one laser output. It's boring to hit things. Like this little laser, most of it is used in laser marking. So he was demanding. What can be done then? We use this. This is called the Q switch. Give it this continuous light. Into pulsed light. Here's how it works. It's like a fast sluice. He first turned off this light path. Let this light not vibrate. What about after the shock? This pump light will keep giving this a laser crystal. Refill it. Then this laser crystal will store energy. Store a lot of energy. That's a lot of high energy particles. Hey, didn't you see there was spontaneous emission? Don't you also jump down? Spontaneous emission is not a big part of it, although there are but not so many. So it can store energy. It can store energy up to a certain point. High energy product of states accumulated an extraordinary amount of this high energy state atom. I just flipped this switch off. So many high energy shots at this time. Aluminum ions will strongly cross the line downward. This stimulated radiation is produced rapidly. A pulse output. Then I repeat the process. This Q switch repeats the process. Turn off and let go. Turn off and let go. What about every time? Will generate a pulse output. And that creates a pulse, a process. The process from continuous then we can use this to go. Processing something. Then this is one of its basic tasks. It works like this laser. Its power is generally very low. Probably output 10万Hz to 15万Hz. Up to 20万Hz. Some old iron will see it. What do I want to do with higher power for you? Did you directly enlarge the pump source for me? Give me 500 watts. 1 kilowatt. Isn't the power high like this? It's not that simple actually. First, what about after your pump source has increased power? He can't stand this. This working substance will heat up. He can't take it. He will be under the action of pump light, equivalent to a lens. Equivalent to a lens called a thermal lens. What about this lens? Will affect the stability of this diagonal needle gun. That's the equivalent. You can understand that the light path has gone astray under the action of this lens. Another one. It will itself be too high by this power. Peak light power is too high. It will be dried to pieces. It's dried up, then the whole laser is easy to dry and scrap. So a lot of times, this thing It doesn't mean you simply increase the pump power. I can output this laser. Well, within limits, of course. If you exceed a certain range, he will not work. This thing is like a person. He can lift bricks for an hour by eating a bowl of rice. Then I'll give you a meal, dry bowls of rice and 12 bowls. Can you carry me more bricks? Actually, no. Straight to the hospital. Same thing with lasers. After your pump power is too high, directly scrapped the laser drive. Wouldn't he say that he has been going unlimited all the time? Increase this output power. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you.